And we're live, and we're apologizing for nothing. And oh please, let me tell you, I will be offensive today. So, it's Me More Monday. What are we talking about? We're talking about Jenna Marbles. Because, well, frankly, because she's number 15 on trending right now, and hopefully we can steal a little bit of that virality. Pandemic on, a viral video sounds like just the ticket. But let's be perfectly fair. Jenna Marbles, she issued an apology. She's leaving YouTube. She's running away to cry on her money. And I don't so much care what Jenna Marbles does. I'd like to talk a little bit about, well, how this whole cancel culture is affecting everything. Why self censorship is a problem. We got a few things to talk about. Good morning, Drew. See you in the see you in the chat there. And well, what's your hot take, or Cameron?
Well, my hot take on this is, oh no, you've got 20.2 million subs, you're worth millions of dollars, and now you're sorry.
$8 million.
Yeah, now you're going to take an extended break from YouTube and possibly never come back at all. I mean, I, when the video popped up, like I saw it within minutes of it going live. And I was like, huh, this is weird. And so I watched it. And it's still not quite as cringy as Bubba on Don Lemon's show, but it was pretty fucking cringy. And I mean, just like the fact that she mentally self flagellated for offenses that the vast majority of us don't actually find offensive. Like, okay, so you told some offensive jokes. Some of the absolute best jokes are offensive. I invite you to go listen to any Richard Pryor album. It's funny, but you can't have the kids around while that's on.
Yep. And okay, so Jenna Marbles got her start on YouTube, her first real bite at the apple of success, and we'll get into that bite at the apple thing in a minute. Off a video called "How to Trick People into Thinking You're," what was it? How to trick people into thinking you're hot. Oh, and how to trick people into thinking you're good looking. Okay, this chick, this one, made a video called "How to Trick People into Thinking You're Good Looking." You know, fair enough. She's a decent looking girl, kind of a generic blonde if that's your thing. Uh, but yeah, not bad. A kid, Jesus, she must be okay. 10 years ago she was 30, or I'm sorry, 10 years ago she was 22, 23. Um, so yeah, she looks like a child in that picture, but that's one of the first pictures that comes up if you Google her and do the image thing. And then she puts out her YouTube video, her apology, and without the makeup and the back, she's got her hair up in a. Well, she looks like this. And okay, whatever. Uh, so tricking people into thinking you're good looking. I mean, you look fine. You look fine, honey.
Yeah, and besides,
I might
like,
rethink the choker, but whatever.
well, all of us do this. Like, if I want to impress, like, I put on a suit, and people seem to like Cameron in a suit. You know, um, I went through a bow tie phase,
Oh, hang
and
on a second, Dave. Dave, you haven't heard of her because she's popular with young people. And Dave, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've only heard of her because I get a chuckle out of the epic rap battles of history videos, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And she's in literally the worst one they've done. Mm, maybe the second worst one because their Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton video was pretty weak sauce.
Well, and look, truthfully, the reason why Dave hasn't heard of Jenna Marbles is actually twofold. It's because he's not young, and it's because he's not female. One of the things that Jenna Marbles was able to really capitalize on was the fact that she was able to get female support on YouTube. More men than women watch YouTube.
By a
I don't know
wide
why.
margin.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't care why. It doesn't mean it's sexist. It just means more men than women like YouTube. Go figure. But Jenna was able to capitalize on the female support, hence how she got to 20.2 million subscribers on YouTube.
Well, more men
Um,
like YouTube because it's YouTube. It's not, you know, Lifetime. If YouTube wants to pump those numbers up, they ought to make a deal with Oprah. She's still
uh,
she's still a thing, right?
yeah, the Oprah is a thing.
Her active ruination of the East Metro Atlanta region didn't hurt her numbers at all.
It did in a certain region.
Yeah, apparently. Anywho, so this goofy chick, I mean, you were saying, sorry,
Drew's in the comments. He says he hasn't heard of her either, and he's well versed in the YouTube channels.
and
Well,
Drew
Drew,
is Drew's a younger guy.
yes,
I
self-described
don't remember
millennial.
how Drew. I don't remember how old you are, but you actually mentioned it when you were commenting on the Polytech show the other day. Um, but
Yeah,
I want to say mid 20s.
yeah, and again, Drew, like it's because you're younger, and then by the time you started going down the YouTube rabbit holes, she'd already privated all of her best videos. So, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Oh,
But
and plus, she's kind of like Harry Potter in that way. She has an audience that she largely that largely came onto her 10 years ago, and those people have those people are the core audience that have kept watching her for the last 10 years. So she's kind of aged with her audience. Um,
well, yeah, yeah, and who'd have thought that J.K. Rowling would actually have a slightly bigger sack than Jenna Marbles?
oh, Dave asks, why is she quitting? Funny you should ask, Dave. That's basically what the show's about today. Like I said at the beginning, I think I said this before you tuned in, Dave. She's running away to go cry at her money because she feels super sorry that she offended all these people, and in this cringy 11 minute and 10-second video, I'm not going to play anything out of this. Well, if you want to watch this, if you want to watch her apology video, I'll drop links in the description to the videos that we use for exemplars today. There are two videos that I will play. I will be playing clips from. Um, but this is not one of them. I just wanted to show y'all the actual video there.
Real quick, Drew says YouTube is not censored like the other bureaucrat channels. Actually, Drew, I'm going to say that that's not entirely true. YouTube does engage in algorithm manipulation. They put their thumb on the scale, so to speak, and because they're like, if you watch a channel like ours, one of the very first things that's going to come up in your suggested list when you're done is something from CNN or Fox News or the Washington Post or something like that, because those channels are promoted. And it's not that they hide channels like ours, but let's just say they apply like a little -1 to everything on our channel. Well, the cumulative effect, since some things are being recommended and other things are being subtly discounted, the gap gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Tim Pool, for example, Tim Pool should be the guy with 20 million subs, not Jenna Marbles. But Tim Pool's having a hard time cracking 1 million subs on any of his channels, even though he's one of the only people on the planet that engages in actual journalism. And yeah, he editorializes, but he is honest about what he editorializes. And we can't have that. No, no, no. We have to have CNN because they're authoritative.
Well, and let's not forget, YouTube, YouTube and Google got in the censorship game early on. Uh, so don't. YouTube is owned by Google, and Google has been in bed with the Chinese in a big way for a long time. Uh, go look up. I think it was Operation Dragonfly or Project Dragonfly. Um,
Oh, you're talking about the version of Google they built specifically for China so China could more easily engage in their social credit score? That one?
yeah, Project Dragonfly has been the subject to harsh criticism, particularly from Google employees and users, shortly after publication of the Intercept article leaking details of the project. 1,400 Google employees signed a letter demanding more transparency about Dragonfly, as well as more say in the nature of the work. Jesus Christ, who writes these articles?
Not you.
Apparently. Um,
Somebody got paid by the word for that, Chris.
well, this one's Wikipedia, so nobody got probably anyway. The Dragonfly search engine was reportedly designed to link users' phone numbers to their search queries and censor websites such as Wikipedia and those that publish information about freedom of speech, human rights, democracy, religion, and other issues considered sensitive by the Chinese Communist government. Um, so yeah, YouTube hasn't just been in the censorship game. They've been in it. They've been hard in it for longer than any other social media platform. You just take a look at the adpocalypse stuff like that. I mean, we've been making videos on YouTube for 6 years, and um, we've really only got a handful of subscribers, and but we've turned out uh, a couple of thousand videos now. I mean, we've turned out over 400 just in the last year. Well, maybe not over 400, close to it though, because we do five a week plus some pickups here and there. Like the Ballad of Rayshard Brooks, for example, was not one of our regular uh, daily morning shows. But it, so let's get back to Jenna Marbles. So in this ridiculous video, um, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this is her house slash apartment, and I'm gonna push a little further and assume house, not apartment. It's nicely appointed, good looking house. Um, made $8 million making videos on YouTube, which hey, good job. I'm I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little jealous about that. You will not hear me making apologies to quitting YouTube. You might hear me come on YouTube one day and say, "Yo, I got $10 million in the bank," and well, I got shit to do, so I'll see you later. But you're not going to hear me come on and apologize because a bunch of terrorists are out there demanding white people beg for their forgiveness. We'll do a whole another thing about how slavery wasn't really that evil later. Um, so let's talk about the thing. So in this video, she apologizes for having done blackface. She apologizes for slut shaming. She apologizes for transphobia. She apologizes for all the big buzzwords. You know what she doesn't apologize for?
Yeah? Well, yeah?
Shut up, Cameron.
Oh.
So yeah, she doesn't apologize for that. Or holy shit, this. Yeah, so no apologies for making fun of Sarah Palin, which is, that's a very direct personal attack. That's not a joke about a class of people. In fairness, the blackface one that she apologized for is a direct personal attack. Um,
Nicki Minaj.
yeah, she apparently. I've heard the name Nicki Minaj. I don't honestly know who she is, and that, to be clear, Cameron, I'm not asking you to explain it. I'm just making the statement. I don't particularly care. Uh, so yeah, no apologies to Sarah Palin or to Christians um, for that. Gee, I wonder why that is.
Well, the answer is really simple here.
It's
The
because they're not burning down your cities.
Yeah,
It's because
uh,
reasonable people don't set your cities on fire for no reason. And let me reiterate, just so I'm very clear. The claim of the rioters is that there is disproportionate violence committed against black people by police officers. That claim is counterfactual. Therefore, there is not a reason. Okay, if I decided to burn all your cities down because there are hats, that would be a reason. Because in fact, there are hats. If I were to burn all your cities down because there are no hats, I give you hats. Cameron is wearing a hat. There are hats. If my reason to burn your cities down is that there are no hats, then I don't have a reason because my reason is counterfactual, which means it doesn't exist.
see, and I gotta be honest, man. I'm so cynical about this. Like in the Sarah Palin thing, like, was she doing a skit about Sarah Palin, or was she trying to wear a bra on camera to see if she could pump those YouTube numbers up a little bit? Because
Oh yeah, hey, don't get me wrong. If I had a nice perky set of titties like that, I'd fly that flag and raise them numbers. That's fair.
yeah,
I am nothing. Hey, welcome to the united theocracy of capitalism, where the dollar is almighty God, and I am more than willing to take my clothes off for a buck if anybody wants to see my fat ass naked.
yeah, don't hold your breath.
I'm not.
Anyhow, but I mean, I can't help but wonder if there's something going on here where somewhere in the back of her mind she understands that she played the game, and she knew she was playing the game while she was playing the game, and now that basically she's got her $8 million and she can go cry on it, it has suddenly struck her that if it weren't for snark and titties and retreading classic jokes, she would not be who she is. She'd be in an office somewhere making $35,000 a year, living in a small apartment, and nobody would know her name.
I think you're actually missing a piece of the point here. You have made the point that you're missing the piece of. She's been doing this for 10 years. She very well knows the game. And part of that game is that she's making a message that is on point with trending topics. So what she's done is she has made a video which not only already has almost 10,000 views and was published 4 days ago. So she has a video that was published 4 days ago and has gotten 10,000 views. Let's take a quick peek and see what her last video got. The last video before this, 2.3 million. Oh, I'm sorry. A message now has 9.1 million views. her last her last several videos have stayed in the 2.3, 2.1, right? So what she has done is she has made a video, run the right hashtags, and managed to achieve triple the performance of her last several videos individually. Like here's her most recent video that has a higher view count, 5.6 million views, is 3 months old versus 9.1 million views in 3 days. She knows that she knows damn well that what she's doing is manipulating the algorithm, and she just put out a video that's going to remain relevant based on its high rate of performance. It's going to keep hitting the suggested. She could take 3, 4, 5 months off. This video will continue to pay her. It will continue to route people to her other videos, especially.
So
And she's
basically, I'm not being cynical enough.
You're not being
She
nearly
just
cynical enough.
she just bought
She's
herself a 2 month vacation.
Yeah, she'll be back making videos before the end of the year. In
Yeah.
fact, in fact, pennies to pesos, she'll be back making videos before the election, specifically so that she can take advantage of the election hashtags. And
Mm.
we've already seen her take advantage of the trending topics on Sarah Palin, and it was not nearly as lucrative at that point as it is now. So that's all this is. She's taking advantage of the algorithm.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know what it is. Well, okay, to a certain extent, I know what it is. But there's this thing that happens where people reach a certain level of success and suddenly they have to prove. By the way, Dave has a fantastic comment. I'd watch her vids if she always just wore the bra. Well played, Dave.
Yeah,
Well played.
I'm a fair pool.
Yeah. But there's this thing that happens where people reach a certain level of success and suddenly they must virtue signal all of their progressive values. Like look at Bill Gates. It's like, dude, you conquered the world by building a better mousetrap, or in this case, an accessible computer with an accessible operating system
And a mouse,
and a mouse. Hmm.
which apparently
Well,
is
I mean,
still from
that's
Xerox.
well, look, that's part of what made it accessible. The whole point and click thing didn't
Yeah.
didn't really exist in our social consciousness before that. But anyhow, but now, man, he's just gone like bizarre levels of woke. And I don't know if it's related to the whole antitrust struggle session that he went through a couple of decades ago, where he got accused of a monopoly that he didn't actually have. Um, I, I, like I said, to a certain extent, I get it because you have to keep the wolves at bay. Because once you become rich, you're part of the bourgeoisie, as it were, and you capitalism is evil and all that other stuff, as it seems to be the popular bullshit narrative of the day. But still, at the same time, like you know, you dance with the one that brung you, and I just I don't know, man. I don't know. Like there's the have you seen the Simpsons episode where um, Marge
Probably
reads
not.
Lisa a book and takes
Oh
everything,
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
and without all the offensive material in the book, it's just very boring. And then the episode ends with a really meta moment about with Lisa and Marge looking into the camera and saying maybe we shouldn't take out all the offensive material. It just yeah. Oh yeah, Dave. Let's put the guy in charge of vaccines who spent most of his adult life trying to fix the overpopulation problem.
Yeah.
If coronavirus was really that bad, We could just let people go outside without masks on. And just real quick with all of that, with everybody that wants to make fun of people like Chris and I for questioning the narrative. And people are like, gosh, all these experts say blah, 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 blah. Shut up. The experts have been wrong about everything with the coronavirus from day one. And the esteemed Dr. Fauci really spoiled the game. Uh, Morning, Danny. I'll drink some coffee just for you, sugar. But the esteemed Dr. Fauci really spoiled the game when he admitted a couple of weeks ago that basically they lied to us about masks. So we didn't all run out and buy them and
Yeah,
accidentally
because
create a shortage in the medical community.
they and just I didn't have any intent on talking about coronavirus stuff, but um, if
Well, it
you've ever
ties into
had
the
any
meeting.
concern, if you've ever had any question that the narrative is part of the problem, look, neither of us is saying that there's no such thing as coronavirus, but what we are saying is, what the fuck? That this isn't some off-site rag. No, guys, this is, wait for it, NPR. Parties, not protests, are causing spikes in coronavirus.
Sure.
Yeah,
And if we're being realistic, it's probably some of both. Like, can we just not have the honest conversation where we say it's probably some of both? No, we can't have that honest conversation. Okay, cool, cool. Gotcha. But yeah, I think that obviously we're not big on Jenna Marbles here. Like personally, I'm am I bothered? No, I'm not. But the underlying narrative of it, the fact that she felt the need to, self-flagellate and put herself through a struggle session and
yeah.
all of that, just a virtue signal. Like, guys, don't fall for this. It's okay to have your own opinion. It really is. If you're suspicious of the whole white privilege thing, if you're suspicious of the patriarchy and the internalized misogyny and the assimilation into whiteness, and it's okay to question these things. Because here's the deal: if these things end up proving themselves true, they will prove themselves to be true. You will ask the questions, you will get satisfactory answers to your questions, and you will be convinced by the end of the process if you can engage in any type of intellectual rigor. But I got to tell you, if the response is racist, yeah, no, that dog don't hunt anymore. Hey, Danny, you should tell Alex it's that dog don't hunt anymore. Or you have a dog in the fight. I think that's the two things that
Yeah,
he's
that dog don't
missing.
hunt. I don't have a dog in the fight.
I
That's
don't have a dog in this hunt. Morning, Alex. We need to catch up on this.
we did a stream with Danny and Alex this weekend, and I had a blast on that one. I wish I could have hung out longer. Um, but it was a day. Okay, I I think that honestly, I think that's about all I've got to say on these subjects. But you got anything else you want to add there, Cameron, before I switch topics a little bit?
No, me more Monday. Let's keep rolling. What you got?
Okay, so here's the last thing I want to do. So last week we missed Wednesday morning. We didn't do our WTF CNN because I was. Did we miss Tuesday too? No, we just missed Wednesday. Um, and we were gonna miss Wednesday, Thursday, Friday because I was supposed to be taking the family to the beach on vacation. So my van broke down, and then my truck broke down. And by the way, I'll talk about this more at another time. I'm not going to let myself get all spun off and angry about it. But if you happen to be in Conyers, Georgia, don't take your fucking car to Mavis over on 138 in front of the Target and Publix because they'll break your shit and then they'll charge you to fix it, and then they won't even finish the job.
Bring it in, buddy. What's our last topic of the day?
So my van broke down last week. My truck broke down last week. I had to get them both in the shop and back out. I'd spend a bunch more money than I had planned on spending. And we've moved the vacation to the right. So we're actually leaving tomorrow morning to go to Savannah for 3 days. And that means that we may, or that the Brushfire Mind may or may not do a show tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, when I say may or may not, I've got some new equipment. Toys, right? Some router boxes and stuff that I need to play with my with some of my DSLRs and stuff. Quite separately from this, I'm trying to set up our mobile streaming capabilities for this channel so that we can go and do some on-site coverage stuff for, because once the political season really kicks off and the campaigns are going and the madness starts happening, we might just be sneaking out to do some live from the scene type of stuff. So getting that set up. If I can get all that figured out and set up today, then we might try to go live the next 3 days. If you don't see us the next 3 days, it's because I'm at the beach with my toes in the sand. And also, I plan to be in Savannah early enough to. If you happen to be in Savannah and you want to come hang out with Chris, I'm going to Huey's for brunch tomorrow because Daddy needs a mimosa and some beignets with his eggs Blackstone. But I will not be dragging out the old seersucker suit. Sorry, Bobo. Just the beignets this time.
Yeah, 127 days out.
Yep.
Got it on my calendar.
Lowry Cam live on the street.
we have our fans encouraging us.
And let me say this to Dave and to Danny, so you can remind Alex, there is no E in Lowry. Just like Andrew Clavin, I only make it look this easy. Unlike Andrew Clavin, I have use for a hairbrush.
You know what the problem with the live on the street stuff is going to be? We only have so many cameras between us, and I strongly suspect they'll start to get broke.
Yeah, I strongly suspect that's a good way for somebody else to get broke.
Maybe, but still have to replace the camera when it's all said and done.
That's true. Now, in fairness, if we're in a riot and a rioter breaks the camera and I'm forced to shoot him in self-defense, I will loot the corpse. Just to be clear, I've been playing Diablo games and dungeon crawlers for way too long. I will always loot the corpse. I mean, sometimes you just have to think, what if I run out of 5.56? I might have to pick up somebody's rifle that shoots 7.62. Might as well have a little extra. And ammo is like money. There is no extra. There's only more.
But anyhow, that's about all I got this morning. Monday.
It's Monday. It's Monday. It's almost July. In fact, July is the day after tomorrow. 4th of July is coming up on Saturday. And what does that mean? That means that we are less than 2 weeks out from shooting our summer COVID conspiracy movie. So we'll have the whole crew in Eatonton, Georgia to shoot our COVID conspiracy. There are, on Facebook right now, I'm running 2 fundraisers on that. We've got cameras, lights, actors, props, costume, everything taken care of already, except for I'm trying to raise a little money on Facebook just to help with the grocery bill because I got to feed all these hungry animals for 4 days, and it's a bunch of big old dudes. So if
Hey man,
anybody wants to chip in, say again.
Ramen works.
Yeah. That. Oh, Drew says I said I'd work on the call-in number. Yeah, we'll see about that. I got a lot of shit going on, Drew. But yeah, so if anybody wants to chip in 20 or $30 or whatever, there's an Indiegogo campaign and there's a Facebook fundraiser running. I'll reshare those links on Facebook, and we'd appreciate any little bits you can throw in to help with the grocery bill for the film crew. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
we're shooting it at
Plus,
my house. I'm gonna eat, but
yeah. Plus, part of the goal is to enter this into festivals and stuff like that. And, all of that helps.
yep. So we appreciate that. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow, maybe tomorrow,
Maybe.
Friday at the latest. Y'all be safe out there, and yeah, take care.